Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, March 7th. And there is a show that I watched on HBO, a miniseries about a priest who got elected to be Pope very unexpectedly. And he was a young Pope, and they thought that maybe they could control him, but they couldn't. And he became quite a controversial figure in this miniseries. There's one episode where he travels to a orphanage or a little community in Africa run by this nun, and there's a lot of abuse and a lot of misuse of power that's going on there. And the Pope speaks out about it and doesn't see anything change, and he's really upset about this. When he's in his car traveling back to his plane to fly home, he asks them to stop, and they stop at this gas station, and he gets down on his knees and looks up into heaven and says, God, we need to talk about this. I've always liked that scene because sometimes that's what I feel like. That's, my quiet prayers or my quiet conversations with God don't seem to be getting anywhere. And I'm certainly not someone who readily argues with God, but sometimes it just feels that way that we should. In Isaiah, chapter 1 of Isaiah, right away, there is a passage in there where God is speaking through Isaiah to the people saying, look, I'm tired of all of this. Look at everything you're doing. You're sacrificing, but not that much. You're worshiping, but not that much. You're helping other people, but not that much. And finally, God is the one who says to the people, come with me. We need to walk and talk and settle this. I looked at a lot of translations of the Bible, and they all pretty much say the same thing. We need to settle this. I want us to go into this first full week of Lent thinking about how we pray to God, how we talk to God, how we expect God to do things, and what God may expect of us. And when there is an impasse, are we able to actually walk with God and settle things in a way that we're not used to doing? Years ago, I was in a group, a spiritual discovery group, and one of the exercises was to write a letter to God. Especially, it was about something that we're still conflicted with. And it has a lot to do with God. And a lot of us didn't want to raise our voice to God in prayer. So the exercise was to put it in a letter. And, the outcome really doesn't matter in this example. The point was get it out, say what you want to say, present it to God in the way that allows you to get it out of your system, so to speak, get it off your chest. We are faced with the war in Ukraine again, a horrible thing, and there's been wars before where aggressors have gone, and we've seen it on TV, and we've lamented it, but we didn't do that much. The war in Syria, I didn't do much about it, but this one has our attention now, and one of the biggest sacrifices that's being talked about is how much are we willing to pay for gas in our cars. It's a huge political football always tossed back and forth. We've been unwilling to touch that one thing because, that's when we might lose interest in helping other people. That's the one I'm going to focus on. It's how much am I really willing to sacrifice? How much am I really willing to talk to God about what I do sacrifice in life, what the oppression is in other parts of the world that I just need to talk to God about. Do my part, talk to God, settle it as best I can, and then do the same thing tomorrow. Bless you, my friends.